So, as I said again, Sam Hines happens to be from Mackenzie. The story of the Valley of Tears. Ask Sam Hines, what is the Valley of Tears? It's the place where Indian was attacked by blacks, beaten mercilessly. Women was raped and young children, Indian children, was torn to pieces. One hold one leg, the other hold the other leg and tear them. In some cases, bottle was pushed between the little virginity. Ask yourself, being a black mother, if you like that happen to your daughter. And tell Korea, tell you so, your black brothers have done it to Indian children. They don't want you to know the truth. Then Indian started to retaliate in certain vicinities of the country like Barbies and other places, which was selfishness and should have never happened. But it went out that blacks are beating Indian in Mackenzie, killing them, and in Georgetown and in other part of the country. It was not the East Indians started the riot. They didn't start to kill black people. It was blacks who started killing them. But it was not, and I repeat, it was not Guyanese blacks. They came from the island. They were Highlanders. You hear? The most important thing here you will understand. These Highlanders didn't care what they do to Indian people. They was paid to do their job, and that is what they came to do. Who paid them? Which country? Which government? I am not going to mention the name, but to save the policy of their nation and their country, these things had to happen. Because America will not have stand by and allow communism to spread in this part of the hemisphere. That is what you must learn to understand. And if you think that that was bad, Russia would not stand by and allow capitalism or imperialism to sweep into Poland, Czechoslovakia, and other country where she herself was pushing her ugly head. So it's all about territorial difference and business. And that was signed during World War II with a doctrine called the Monroe Doctrine. So your politicians, them are liars, they're thieves, hypocrites. And you, the Indian and black people who listen to them, believe that they are your brothers and willing to help you, you was betrayed. Because after Burnham getting into power with the help of De Gaulle with the coalition government, was to save young Indian male life because it was an X-13 plan, was to kill all Indian male. That was a message that was hidden from y'all. It is on the computer. Dr. Jagan make, Bill Clinton release some of that. So it's on the news for you. So you young blacks and Indian, stop fighting each other and educate yourself. Your enemy lies in the parliament building. Barra Jackday is not your friend. Mr. David Granger is not your friend. None of your politicians in there belong to you. They make laws to deny you your rights. And they make laws so they can be better off. What your grandfather and your father got to show for all what they have done. Some of them may have killed Indian if you are black. And some Indian you may have killed blacks if you are Indian and you are racial enough. And because of party policy. PPP had an organization called PYO. They burned a lot of cane field owned by the British, Bookers and others. And they threw China bomb in a vehicle on the East Coast and killed 2 white people, children coming from school. So the PNC had another organization called the YSM. And also Hamilton Green is still alive. Get the message from him before he died, because he don't have long more. I'm not hitting the man, but you can look at ages, feeling, and time. Don't let his memory go. And you got Brinkley Ben. These men can tell you the truth. They know what conspires in the country. Don't let these 2 men disappear. And too many things more I would like to tell you, which I will. But I got a message. Nothing lasts forever. And if you hurt somebody, you can get hurt. It's only a matter of time. But, ladies and gentlemen, look upon your Indian leaders, their wife and children, how they're living. Look at your black leaders, wife and children, how they're living. They got fancy house, nice car, they can go to the best school. They got millions of dollars. What you got? Answer me. Answer me. All right? So, my friends, it is up to you to understand where the truth is. Know your history and know the truth. Guyana belongs to all of us, or it will be for none of us. Indian came from India as cheap laborer. blacks came from Africa as slaves. So, if y'all don't like the country, you can go back to Africa and India. Plane flight is there and it's cheap. The country belonged to Amerindians, the 10 tribes of Guyana. You asked the British for independence. Why didn't you ask them to return you back to mother country, which is Africa and India? But all you hypocrites are like, you read the Bible and the Quran and the Ramayana. Did not it tell you, don't covet thy brother's property? And that is what you're doing? If I stole a car and give it to one of you, and the police find it in your possession, you're going to jail for stolen article property. So how are you going to ask the British for independence for a Buckman country? Are you not ashamed of yourself, what you're doing, and you're calling on your God for forgiveness? And your Allah and your Bhagwan? Citizen, I know you don't like to hear the truth, but every man have his day. Every dog have his day. You might hurt me, but who will hurt you, you don't know. You might hurt my children, but you got children too. This is the name of the game. The world changes. Nobody's sitting down anymore. And you lying politicians can't hide. There are too many more things I want to tell you, but I will continue these in other episodes. I just want this introduction to come to you so you could understand the history of your country. And check it out carefully. And I'm going to tell you again, the most racial people in Guyana happens to be the black people. The most corrupt people in the country happen to be the Coolie, as we call Coolie, who is East Indian. And the most selfish people is the Chinese. And the most people who think they're smart and can be between is the European, whether it's Portuguese or white. The Amerindian and Douglas are native of the country.